Hello coders, today we're going to be doing some end-to-end testing with Cypress.io. We've got a website and I want to test some of the happy paths of that site as well as record some of the unhappy paths that I know currently don't work, but I want to have some automated test reports that I can run, so when they do work, I can then verify that they work. So I got a bit of setting up to do today, so please bear with me whilst I do all of those things. I have to upgrade Docker. I'll just do that now. And I need to bring on, download and update. I need to bring on PHP Storm. There's a couple of things I need to do. Literally turned the machine on, so there's going to be a little bit of startup to do. Let's get that over on there. Let's bring that back into view. There we go, that's better now. Yeah. And we need the terminal running. Off it goes. I need to update that as well. I haven't used this machine in a while, so please bear with me whilst I get all this done. Nice. Excellent. Okay. Let's stash that actually. Cool. Let's check out master. Let's do a git poll. There we go, a lot of changes I think. And what else do we need to do? How is Docker going? It's still thinking about doing it's still trying to do an update. Okay, so we can't actually get it running, unfortunately. But what I've put it into now. Yeah, I put it into staging. That's what I've done. So I need to jump onto GitHub, do all the things, just the usual setup stuff. Put in my there we go. I'm just logging into GitHub at the minute. There we go. Okay, so I need to jump into here and have a look at the branches. There's the branch that we're going to play with. Features Cypress. In fact, that's all well and good. It's the pipeline's all gone through. Yeah, that's looking good. So we can merge that in, I think. Leave the mailer for now. Let's do a new pull request on that. So I'll show you what I changed whilst we're waiting for Docker to decide what it wants to do. Update and restart, please. So yeah, I did a couple of changes yesterday, or this morning I think it was. Was it this morning? 29th. When was that? Yeah, that was this morning. So I added Cypress testing, added some configuration. Oh, got an error on the Docker. That's annoying. Let's just exit that. Config, adding some files and adding tests. So what we've done is we've created a Cypress Docker service as you can see up there. And then we've created some tests, some very lightweight tests. So this is testing the home page for things like making sure that there's latest bakes, and then view all baked goodies. You click that, you go into the shop. So very light, very, very lightweight stuff. In fact, that's strange. I've gone and duplicated that. Well, that doesn't need to be there. And then checking the Instagram feed. Okay, so that's essentially what we want to be playing with. I'll create a pull request into here, into master. Yep, confirm all that jazz. Good. Docker looks like it's waking up. That's cool, I can delete that branch. And essentially, once Docker starts, I can show you the website. And basically, this website is an e-com shop. And there are some known paths that I know that work, and we'll work on those first, because that's, that'll just warm me up with Cypress. I haven't used Cypress in a long time, so I'll probably be dipping it out of the documentation. And then there are some known paths that I'm aware that don't work. And what we'll do is we'll write some tests, some acceptance tests for them in the eyes of it working. And then once we know that they don't work, what I'm going to do is skip the test. I'm sure that I don't know how to do it yet in Cypress, but I'm sure there's a way to mark a test as skipped. We're then going to go into GitHub, and we're going to write a ticket to fix that issue. And then obviously in the ticket we'll say, unmark this test, whatever case it is, test spec, as unskipped. And we'll just work on it like that. So at the end of this, I want to have a list of tests that are passing, and I want to have a bunch of tests that are skipping, that are known issues for me to then work on one by one, and then sort of unskip them as they go. So we're gonna just close this down. It looks like they're both working now, and we'll jump on to here. We'll do a git poll. Sweet, so we brought that in. Good stuff. So now I need to do a Docker, I need to do a Docker machine. Oops. Docker, I can't spell it. Machine without an X. We need to do a Docker machine start, and it is. I wonder if I've got this. Let me just do a ls a minute. No. So we've got the Bake by Pen and the How to Code Well site, but what we need to do is create a new machine for the testing. So we need to do a Docker machine create Bake by Pen shop /staging, because we're not going to test the development image. We're going to be testing the staging image that is already on Docker Hub, that has been pre-built already by the GitHub Actions. That's what we're going to do. Thank you, Hoss00312, for following. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. Yeah, so. Unfortunately, my camera, I'm going to have to move it because it's kind of in the way of the, let's see if I can get that behind. Can I get that behind the thing without dropping it all? Hang on, bear with me. That's gone very Pete Tong. Right, I think that's okay. It's just the screen was in the way of the screen of the monitor, so I couldn't see past the top left-hand corner, which is why that needs to be moved that way a bit. Okay, so the tests are in E2E, they're in Cypress, and they're in integration. These are the specs. So as I noticed, that's wrong. That needs to be removed from here because it's duplicating what this does. So that's the first thing we can do, is get rid of this. But first of all, let's get the actual site up and running. So that's the old Docker machine that's created. We need to evaluate the shell. So we do that by doing an eval. And then, why is my keyboard? My keyboard's changed. I normally just hold down the keys and it gets to the end. Right, that should be staging, because that's the thing that we've just created. So there shouldn't be any containers because it's a fresh machine. Sweet. So we need to do a docker compose, and we need to do a -f docker compose, because we have a staging compose file. Docker /compose or hyphen, and then it is it .staging, I want to say? Yeah, .staging. And then up -d, off we go. All right, so that's gonna now build the various volumes, download the database, or no, download the library, my SQL, and then download the web server. That's from the image that is stored on Docker Hub. And then it's going to download, I think it's going to get Composer, and I think it's also going to get Node. So this might take a bit of time, unfortunately, to bring it all in. There is also one thing that I need to do, and that is to actually download the staging database and apply it to our local database. So we've got scripts for that. That should be fine. So that's now downloading the web server image from Docker Hub, that how to code well /baked by pen -shop. So that's bringing that in. Oh, one thing I also need to do, and we can do this whilst this happens, is I need to create the host entry file for this. So we need to do, I believe it's, sorry, wrong commands. Right, we need to get into there again. I need to evaluate the shell again. Well, I don't need to, but I need to do Docker machine. I need to get the IP address of the machine, so IP, and it's baked by pen -shop, baked by pen, like so, and doesn't exist. Oh, sorry, baked by pen shop. Is it staging? No. Okay, now I'm confused. Let's do an ls. I'm sure I've just created a machine. Oh, it's there's all the hyphens. Fair enough. I need to get better with my naming conventions. Anyway, I can see the IP address here. It's 192.168.99.102. Okay, cool. So we can now do. I'll bring up a new terminal for this because just because I like my terminals. Let's get into our. I need to do it by sudo, I think. Sudo nano etc hosts, and we need to go down. Okay, that's Kubernetes. No, we don't need to worry about you. Okay, here we go. We need to put in another address into here, so that's 192.168. What is it? 99.102. 102, and this is going to be called baked by pen hyphen staging. Actually, no. Let's call it, because I think I've defined it in the Docker Compose file. I have to check this. Staging, I believe it's that. But let me just double check all those things. I don't like these warnings. It's a bit worrying. Anyway, Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's get to here and have a look and just see in my staging compose file, which is this one. We should have down here, that's Cypress, we should have an environment variable. Ah, no, that's web server. That doesn't help, does it? Oh, it's because it's using the network, so it doesn't actually matter. So this could be whatever I want to call it. Oh, that's fine. Staging.bakebypen.local. That's fine. Let's close that down. Yes, and I also need to restart the host. So we do a kill all, and then that crazy DNS responder. Off you go. Okay, so once this is done, oh yeah, it's getting mail hog. Once this is done, we should be able to land on that URL, and we should be able to load the site. He says. Okay, now it's pulling down my custom composer image. To be honest, there isn't any need for the composer or the node or mailhog at this stage, because they're not in use. But we'll just bring them down anyway. Okay, let's do away with this container, this terminal. So there's no need to have 3. That's just rude. Let's get rid of it. Cool. And yeah, so essentially what we'll do is we will come up here. Let's get rid of this. In here, we're going to create a bunch of specifications for different pages. So we'll have a spec for the home page, as we've got. We'll have a spec for the various shopping pages and the search page and the cart page and other things like that. And I'm not worried too much about filling in forms and doing anything like that at this stage. It's mostly just, can I land on that page? Does it return a 200 OK? I do want to map out, if I've got a chance, if I've got time, to map out the journey of actually going from the home page to going to the cart. So choosing a particular product, and then maybe updating the quantity, checking the price, although that's a feature in itself. Let's like, first of all, it would be selecting a product, getting it into the cart, then filling out things like your email address and stuff, and then going all the way through. And I do know that there is a bug at the very point of doing the checkout, so we might get it to that bit. The reason why I want to do this is because in this project, I have a few times had to upgrade various libraries, not libraries, sorry, components, and I've upgraded Silas itself, and in some cases things have failed, mostly down to configuration options. I haven't fully understood or read the upgrade file in the upgrade sort of path. So this, and I keep getting sort of catched out on various things that I need to do and fix. This is a good way of making sure that I have as many paths, as much acceptance criteria covered as possible. So when I do go and upgrade, because I think I'm version 1.8 at the moment, and they have version 1.10. So there is I'm two versions behind, and I know that the upgrade path is, from what I've read, quite a full of deprecations and full of changes and stuff, which is fine. It's what to be expected, but I don't have anything that I can rerun as an automated way to fill me full of confidence that the upgrade has actually passed and it hasn't broken anything, because there is a bit of custom configuration in this site. Let's see what we're doing now. Come on. where are we with this? Because it's taking a while. Still, oh, now it's getting Cypress. Fine. So I'm using Cypress 402, and the Docker image or the Docker compose file here. It's fairly straightforward. What we're doing is we got Cypress. That's the image. I've given the names, the containers names, just for ease. I mean, there's no danger of scalability here. It's just one container for each application. This must depend on the web server, so this gets built after the web server. We're passing an environment variable. Now, what I've got is this is a password protected site because this, when it's on the actual staging web server, I don't want things like bots getting onto it or anything like that. So I am using basic auth here. So we pass in the username and the password, which I've just got as test and ABC. And then this here is the service of the web server. So you can see it depends on the web server. That gets built up here, so web server. The image that we're pulling is the staging image. So that's the image that gets built by the GitHub actions and then gets pushed to Docker Hub. We call it web server, and we pass in a bunch of things like the environment variables from production, and then we pass in, this is the environments that we pass into the web server. So in this case, we're passing in the site username and the password, which is test and ABC, and that will get picked up by the entry point of the web server, and will add in that password, that basic auth. So that's why we need to pass it down in here. But by giving a Cypress base URL at this stage, it means that we don't have to do this for every test, which is great. And then what we do is we apply the volumes, which is E2E to E2E. So that's E2E on the... this is all the stuff I was doing at like 7 this morning. So I do hope it works. This goes from E2E here. So we got E2E, and then we got Cypress. We have the configuration here, and then in there we got the tests. And you can see on the tests we are just visiting /. So it's going to take the base URL and then apply that. So that would be the homepage, for instance. It means that I don't have to type out the whole thing. And the reason why it is like a web server and not the actual domain that I put into my environment variables, in my host entry file, is because this is the service name. Notice that they're all networked together. So this one is baked by pen. That's the network. Same network as this one, baked by pen, which is the same network as the database, I believe. Yes, networks baked by pen. So once this is running, we should be able to get to a page, and that page should there's some issues here with volumes. We'll get to that in a minute. It's something to do with the environment variables. Brilliant. Yeah, once we get this working, we should be able to get to a page where it gives me a 500 error, and that will tell me that the database is not connected. There's nothing, or there's no tables in the database. We then add the database to it, refresh the page, and it should come up. All right, let's just sort this out, because this is not good. Web server cannot start because env.prod. Okay, is this because I'm missing an environment variable? I am. I am missing my production env. Right, now bear with me. I'm going to have to open up my laptop because I was doing this on my laptop downstairs in my pajamas watching Marvel stuff this morning. So I need to just grab that. I think it's an ignored file. That's why it didn't come through. Yeah. No biggie. Okay, bear with me a second whilst I deal with all of this silliness. Come on. Where's the doc gone? There we go. Okay, let's bring that over there. Okay, so give me a second whilst I just grab this from my other machine. Just waiting for that to come through. How annoying. Hang on. Give me a second. I think I'm on a different network, am I?